Welcome again to the Mental Hub. Today I'm going to be focused on the Complex PTSD workbook and what it's about. What is complex PTSD? Well, complex PTSD comes from repetitive things happening in your childhood, from beatings to molestation, rape, anything traumatic that could have happened to you. You could possibly have this disorder. So as I go into the book, it's an awesome book. You need to pick it up. It'll help you out a lot. Help you understand why you are, and who you are. Understanding your trauma. If you were neglected or abused as a child, your primary orientation to the world is likely to be one of threat, fear, and survival. So, threat, fear, survival, like fight and flight. There's somebody arguing and everything, and you get in the middle and you get in a fight. Or because you got aggressive with your CPTSD. Okay? Because we can get aggressive. Okay? Or we get withdrawn and we draw back and we go into flight mode and we run away and go to a quiet place if we have a quiet place, or just go to somewhere where we can just scream it out. That's basically what he's saying here. It's only natural that a childhood experience with untrustworthy parents or caregivers would leave you untrusting or confused about what constitutes a loving relationship. Mama didn't hug you, mama didn't kiss you, mama stayed away from you. Only time mama needed you was when you needed to do the dishes or needed to do something. And if you didn't do it right and there's a speck of food there, you had to redo it over. And that's traumatic for a child. It's very traumatic to be Cinderella. So, and to clean up after everybody else, just for an example. That's creating trauma in a child, because you're by yourself doing those dishes and told to do this, but not getting any validation for what they do. Not a thank you, nothing. Just go do it. Go do it. So, there was no love with mom and dad. Fear and lack of safety might compel you to continuously scan your environments for potential threats. Now, we scan our environments for potential threats. We're looking over our shoulders, and all that good stuff, waiting for something to happen to us, because that's all we know. That's all we've known. Okay. You may have relied upon coping strategies to survive, such as disassociation. Your friends ask you to go to a party, but you're nervous. And you're nervous also about your self-criticism. You criticize yourself. I'm not good enough to go to this party. I'm too ugly. I won't fit in with all the other girls. Yada, yada, yada. Or boys. That's basically what you're doing to yourself when you're disassociating. You're going somewhere off by yourself, away from people, away from social things. It's a protective mechanism that disconnects you from threatening experiences. Say at the party, like there's a girl you don't like or a boy you didn't like was going to be there. You felt threatened. So you choose not to go and you choose to disassociate. So, self-criticism, emotional suffering, and relationship difficulties. Self-criticism, looking in the mirror, oh, I'm ugly, oh, my butt's too big, my boobs ain't good enough. All that stuff, all that crap, your self-identity. And you feel like you're losing your identity, you're losing who you were before. When CPTSD hits you, it hits hard. And you're no good no more to the world. You're no good no more to nobody, or so you think. But it ain't true. So, emotional suffering. You go to a place and you cry for hours just because somebody told you no. So you're emotionally sitting there suffering in your tears. And relationship difficulties. It is hard for CPTSD people to be in a relationship. It's been proven. I'm with a bipolar man, and I'm CPTSD, and I'm borderline personality disorder, and I'm bipolar disorder also. I get all the good stuff. But, but this is understanding your trauma. You know, you got to understand it to cope and to get through it. So, that's what this is about. This page. And relationships. About relationships again. Let's go back into that. Checking phones all the time. Worried about who they're on the phone with. Worried about who they're with when they're not with you. Worried constantly about what they're doing. Or worried about people talking about you behind your back. It's hard to have friendships because you're scared that people are so two-faced that you stay in your bubble and you're best and you're safe in that bubble. And that's what it is. It's hard to build relationships because you can't trust nobody. So trust is a big thing. It doesn't say that right here, but I'm sure somewhere it does. But trust is a big thing in a relationship. And you gotta have it. You gotta have it. But when you lose it, because they don't understand your trauma, that they make more trauma if they lie to you, for example. That's just giving more trauma to you. It's making you distrust them because you already have trouble trusting them. So it's hard to keep that relationship going. Unless it's a team effort. You have to be a team to have a relationship and to keep it going. You have to know about them all the time, and they've got to know about you all the time mentally. Like what your thoughts are and how you're feeling. So just remember that if you're in a relationship. Always ask the person what their thoughts are and how they're feeling. You really need to know. Thanks for watching this. You have a blessed day.